Hey everyone, my name is Megan. Thank you so much for joining me here today for Pints for Science. I'm here to talk to you about nutrient movement in nature and how animals often facilitate this movement. Essentially, nutrient movement is the flow of nutrients through Earth's biosphere. To give you an example, in our farming techniques, we often use nitrogen and phosphorus-rich fertilizers. Now, through storms and other weathering, this soil can run off into nearby lakes. So this here is a healthy lake, full of fish, full of oxygen. Now, when this nitrogen and phosphorus enters the system, often algae will bloom because they are very attracted to this nitrogen and phosphorus and feed off these nutrients. Now, eventually the fish will die because the algae are going to use up all of that oxygen in line with the fertilizer feeding. So that's just one example of nutrient movement. Now, animals are a huge source of this flow of nutrients. You often may see an animal collecting seeds or eating fruit from a tree, and then will move across habitats or even an entire ecosystem and deposit that food or those seeds either for storage or through fecal material. Now, this is really important to understand, and one of my favorite examples is the keystone species, whales. So the whale in the ocean will often go down to the ocean floor to feed and gets these nutrients down there that don't often usually come up to the surface on their own. So they feed on the nutrients and then come up to the surface and will breathe the air as well as sometimes generate these fecal plumes. The fecal plumes act as a food source for anadromous fish and birds. So the fish and the birds then migrate over to land or the freshwater systems for the anadromous fish and will deposit those nutrients there, and then the cycle continues. This is really important for humans to understand because we can often highly affect these systems and disrupt them. One way is through damming rivers so that fish and other animals can't migrate to move those nutrients, and in general, just the extinction of species through human urbanization and climate change effects. So that's what nutrient movement is, and thank you so much to those animals that help that flow in that system. Thank you for joining me today. Cheers.